Recently, Broadway Limited Imports did another run of their Southern Pacific GS-4 locomotives. This time, they included de-skirted versions and Stealth series along with their skirted versions. The Stealth series is what interested me along with the de-skirted, more because I'm not exactly happy with the electronics that are in the Broadway Limited. I have been quite happy with the Soundtraxx Blunami, which is what I decided to put inside of these. I have not made any cosmetic changes yet, but I put in a Soundtraxx Blunami 21-pin decoder along with a home-built capacitor to keep alive. And we'll go ahead and take a little look at what we have here now. So let me unmute it. Now we can do the bell. Now I'm going to back it up on one speed step so we can get a little look at the lights on the front end. So you can see we have really good motor control, really smooth motion, and it is about 1.2 scale miles an hour on the first speed step, just out of the box, no changes made. And I'm quite happy with that, so I believe I'll leave it. Now we have the Mars light, which is effects function 3. The headlight, is normal. I tied it to the triple dynamo. Function 5 is the cab light, but I tied that to motion and dimmed it down. So on my models, engineers still need to see there's going to be dim light going on no matter what. So when the locomotive's running, the light's on. Now we have function 7 are the class lights, and the number boards, I believe, are function 6. So you can see all of those are lit up. So class lights, number boards, Mars light, light. Now I can move it forward. This is speed step 5. I put in quite a bit of momentum in my locomotives. Function 6 actually are the marker lights. I'll back it up. I do have a Paragon 4 version from the previous run, so I will fire that up. We can hear the sounds. So you can hear it starting up. Bring it forward. So you can see here, if I put it at speed step 1, it doesn't move. Speed step 2 is where it starts to move, and it's slightly faster than what it is at the Blunami. We'll go ahead and listen to some of the sounds. Bell. Whistle. Now, if I start up the headlight, that fires up all of the lights. And that's just the default version. You can, of course, go into more refined control, but I have not done that. Things I have changed on this: I painted the smokestack so it is flat black, shortened the coupler on the front by replacing it, painted the axle ends, and added the star decals to denote spring pad lubricators. Now, one thing to note on these de-skirted ones I've seen online is they used the skirts on the skirted version to provide structural support for the pilot. So if you see here, there's quite a bit of flex on the pilot itself. The structure down here is not fastened to the actual frame, so it can actually lift away. I would say that means that this locomotive, if it's in a double-headed train, it will probably be the lead locomotive. It should not be pushing, and it should not be behind another engine. In addition to the de-skirted 4439, I also got Broadway's fantasy paint scheme for 4437 in the Lark livery. Now, usually I'm not a fan of fantasy paint schemes, but this one seems quite plausible for Southern Pacific to have done. It is similar to what other railroads such as Pennsylvania and New York Central did, where they had matching paint schemes for their named passenger trains. Southern Pacific did it with all of their daylight schemes, so it doesn't seem quite out of place for them to have done a few locomotives painted up for the Lark. So we'll take a look at this. It's also a Blunami, painted up with a pretty good paint scheme. The light gray is slightly off compared to what a lot of other manufacturers have for cars that would make up a Lark consist, notably the Coach Yard. Walthers had a run a long time ago of Pullman Standard that would be in the Pullman Pool Service colors, which was basically what was used for Lark. Rapido had a couple locomotives that were out, or not locomotives, a couple of passenger cars out there that were also in a similar paint scheme. I've taken a look at them. The dark gray is a fairly close match to the stripe. The thin striping is pretty good, but the light gray is a little off. But as you can see here, it's quite a striking paint scheme. One thing that I really wish they would have done, since they did the post-1946 lettering on the tender, but included the pre-1946 location of the number boards. Sometime around in the early 1940s, they were relocated farther back so they wouldn't be so they would be more legible and not caught in the glare. But one of the nice things is on this, they actually gave you the silver moon in the lark symbol. A lot of decal sets out there just kept the regular daylights orange for that circle. Kudos to Broadway Limited to actually giving you the correct one. This specific one, they included white lining on the tires and the star on the axle ends for the spring pad lubricators. I think this is a pretty nice locomotive. I'll probably have it pulling my lark from time to time. The only thing I'll have to do cosmetically for this is the front coupler and the smokestack needs to be black. But overall, I think it's a pretty nice looking locomotive and in a plausible paint scheme.